Clipper Nation, welcome to another episode of Full Clippers Unleashed. Well, we got a lot to talk about. It's our season review. We're going to talk to you about our award winners for this team this season. Of course, we have to talk the matchup. Clippers, Dallas Mavericks, and Blake Griffin. Is he the greatest Clipper of all time? He's retired and so much more. I can't wait for the rest of the show. Clipper Nation, you know who I am. I am Mykell Matthew here inside the Infanity TV studios, and I'm never alone. I got my guy, Beave, here with me. What's up, Beave?
What's the word?
How you doing?
Man, it feels good to be done, but I'm not done yet.
Hey, not done yet, man.
Playoff time.
Playoff time. It's a lot of – this is the real time for the NBA season. Some good basketball, great basketball that's going to be played. In Clipper Nation, we're there. The fourth seed, they're playing some good basketball to finish the season. We got to see what's going on with Kawhi. But before we get there, let's talk about our season in review with the Clippers. They finished the year 51-31, the fourth overall seed in one of the toughest Western conferences that we've seen in a long time. The season was kind of up and down, B. They started off a certain way. We were like, hey, the Clippers might have something. They suffered a couple losses. Then what? Boom! James Harden traded to the Clippers. What was your thoughts when that trade first happened for the Clippers?
It was exciting to get James Harden, but at the same time, I was still pissed off with so much we lost, right?
Yeah.
Nicholas Batum, if you haven't seen him, most recent playoff game.
Hey, man.
Hey, Blue Bloods was talking about why he in. He just showed him why he was in.
Yeah.
Robert Covington and a lot of forwards. So it took some time to kind of digest that trade a little bit, and it's still taking time to digest the trade because I haven't seen the full James Harden.
Yep.
I keep getting, the sacrifice
Spurts.
version.
Yep.
Spurts and all that good stuff. I keep seeing the sacrifice. I want to see a 30-point game from PG.
Okay.
I want to see a 20-point-plus game from James Harden. I want to see a 20-plus or 30-plus game for Kawhi. If I get that, then I have the backfire of Norman Powell and other individuals. It will look good. But with James, I keep seeing silly plays, silly turnovers, and what I got, a bunch of silly losses. So it adds up. But, again, I'm going to see what this playoffs looks like because James Harden's legacy is on the line.
Hey, legacy's on the line. And it started off slow because they were already losing a couple games. You get him, they lose like 5 straight, and then they go on this run. 26-5 from December to about February, and they look like a team. When I was on the show, I was saying it. I was like, yo, this team should be the favorite. They looked that well. They were playing great defense, scoring the ball. Russ was doing his job after sacrificing a starting position with the James Harden trade.
Definitely.
Norman Powell looking like the sixth man of the year. They were playing some amazing basketball.
He should be. No, I just want to correct. He should be the sixth man of the year.
He better be the sixth man of the year because that guy played lights out. So they have that run. It looks like, hey, they might even compete for a top 3 spot in the Western Conference. Then they suffer some more L's. Things get a little tough. They lose Russ to an injury. So with that period of time, Beeve, when they went from that very high to now another low, what was your headspace? Where do you think Clipper Nation was during that time?
Well, during that time, if you pay attention to small detail, a few people did arrive that you thought would never show up. Amir Coffey, he actually became a bona fide three-point shooter from the corner. So that's what the Clippers need because if all these guys are going to get attention, somebody has to knock down these shots. Terrence Mann went from Terrence Mann of couldn't make a basket if it was the biggest basket thrown in the ocean, right? Yeah. So now he's knocking down shots, being more energetic. So some players came alive during that spurt.
Yeah.
Also, we had to figure out what the big man looks like, and we kind of figured out what it looks like.
Yeah.
Mace Plumdog is going to be that backup center. And then other pieces start rolling in with some young cats, right? Bones Highland started to shut out the end of the season. So you saw that he didn't play at the end of the last 3 games or 2 games at the end of the season. Is he going to be a rotational guy? You start to see some people emerge. P.J. Tucker, again, he showed up, but in spurts.
Yeah, he showed that you was able to get some minutes from him.
So now you starting to see the Swiss Army knife that I talked about earlier in our show.
Yeah,
it's starting to come to fruition now.
And then, with that, they played so well, and then you start to see some chinks in the armor, and, Ty Lue, it started to look like maybe Ty Lue has lost the team and things like that. But then Russ goes down. He suffers his injury.
Yeah.
He misses it about a month, and the team really kind of struggles a little bit to where it's like they won't be able to be a top 3 team. Then he comes back, and they pick it back up. They play some good basketball. With him playing, they went like 10-2 to help finish up the season. I know they got those final 3 losses, but that's because they already clinched the 4th seed. They were good, but they went 10-2, and Russ showed why he's one of the most important pieces on the team. Just that stretch, did it make you re-believe again when they were able to make that run? The fact that when Russ came back, they were able to play the way they did?
Well, I never lost faith in the Clippers at all. You could say the outside noise has lost faith. People that are not fans, people just see scores and stats, they lost faith a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's basketball. Basketball is a game of runs, a game of, you can call it sprints or whatever you want to call it. Clippers started off slow, hot, slow, hot. Yeah. It happens as long as you have a certain feel for going into the playoffs, because that's a whole new season. That's what we're looking for, right? And Ty didn't lose the team. He called them soft for a reason. Yeah. These are veterans. Either you're going to do a man-in-the-mirror look or do what you need to do. But at the end of the day, when it comes to Russ is the engine of this team. People can say, I say as far as Kawhi go, that is true. But the passion, the heart, what it takes to actually be a Clipper is in Russ. And he's showing it night in and night out. That's the same kind of energy that Blake Griffin brought to the Clippers. That kind of, brought them back to life in that term. So that's what you're seeing in Russ.
And he's the spark, and he showed that. But the guy that we've been talking about all season, that's really been that up and down guy. When he show you what he can do, he looks crazy. We talking about podcast P, Paul George. When he show you like, man, this guy is legit. That's why he was an all-star. Him and Kawhi this season. When he's playing great basketball, he looks tough. The Clippers look tough. He's doing well offensively, defensively, and he kind of opens up for everybody else. But when he has lows, that's when the team seems like they go into a tough stretch, and that's when you saw from the 26-5 run to some of the losses that they started to suffer. It was Paul George. Is he still going forward the biggest X factor for this team to make a finals run?
It's 2 X's.
Okay.
James Harden and PG.
Okay.
What version of these 2 individuals I'm going to get? Am I going to get a James Harden that can necessarily, when he hits the tween step back, is it going to go in, or I'm going to get all these clinks? Yeah. Or I'm going to get a PG that can find his wine, diagnose and take care of the game, just like he did against the Cleveland Cavaliers and seal the deal. Other games where he came in, he didn't play much, but he came in shooting lights out. What version I'm going to get of those guys? Because if I get the bona fide versions that I should get, I'm cruising my way to the conference.
And it's going to be some good basketball. But they were able to finish 51-31, which is very solid, especially because this West was insane. Then the fact that they were able to take care of business with that just shows you that Ty Lue knows what he's doing. These players stepped up and did enough. So we got to do it. We're going to give you something that I don't know if anywhere else is giving it to you, Clipper Nation. But we're going to give you our regular season awards for the Clippers. So we're going to start with MVP. Who do you have as your MVP for the Clippers this season?
My MVP for this season is going to go down to Paul George. I know I've been on Paul George night in and night out, but Paul George was healthy enough this season as well. He played lights out when it was time for the later in the season to play lights out, when James wasn't struggling and stuff like that. When and that's he took over when Russ was out. Yeah. So I give it to PG. He was holding his own for so long.
And I got Kawhi Leonard, man. I just feel that he played more games than anybody expected. Definitely. I know the season that hasn't finished the way that people would like, but he played so many games, surprising a lot of people, played great basketball, looking like that guy that was with the Raptors a lot and leading this team. So that's my MVP. Defensive Player of the Year, I think we agree on this one. I'm going to go with Russ. I think that his impact, the way that he was guarding the ball, being feisty, the steals and things like that, I think that he's the Defensive Player of the Year for the Clippers. Who do you have?
I have Russ as well, because Russ is 1 through 5. Yeah. And you're probably thinking, 1 through 5, Russ is a dog. He don't matter who he's sticking, he's going to be that agitator to make sure stuff is taken care of. Yep. Like I told you before, even though people shunned him before, Pat Bev was that for the Clippers. If you look previous years before that, it was also, Chris Paul and stuff like that. So it's something about guards and something with us. We're agitating people. We got one.
So 6th Man of the Year, I'm pretty sure we agree again. It's of course Russ was great, but he did miss that time, and he had his moments. But Norman Powell was so consistent throughout this year. It's going to be a shame if he don't win the Sixth Man of the Year award because he played that good of basketball. Do you got Norman Powell as a sixth man?
Easy. Norman Powell, sixth man. He comes in, takes care of business like he should be. I can't wait till it's Channel 7 because I want to hear that bang!
Yeah.
As soon as that 3 takes off. So
Facts. Yeah. And so what about biggest moment? I'm going to go with the comeback win versus the Cavaliers. It was a Sunday afternoon. It looked tough, but for them to make that 26-point comeback win, Paul George making those big shots, that's the performance that stood out for me the most this season. You got one?
I was actually the Denver game.
Oh, wow, okay.
The Denver game, when we were sitting on the edge of our seats, and Jokic was going to make that shot. Just knowing that you can, being in early in the season, you was beat down by Denver with no Jokic or nobody. To actually come around and actually take care of business when Jokic and them was there, it was a statement win for me.
Yeah, so, hey, we got a lot to talk about because the season ain't done. We just gave you our review, gave you our MVPs of the year. Let us know what you guys think, but we're not done because we have to talk the playoffs. Dallas Mavericks, Los Angeles Clippers is going to be starting on Sunday afternoon. I can't wait, and we can't wait to tell you who we have winning the series.
And these are the breaks.
These are the breaks.
You know what it is.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
Welcome back, Clipper Nation. Thank you so much for joining us and staying with us here with Full Clip Clippers Unleashed with myself and my guy Beave here. So Dallas, Clippers, the matchup that was kind of set in stone maybe a little more than a week ago. How are you feeling about this series going forward? Because the last time these teams played was in December, middle of December. It was the Clippers winning their 7th straight game when they were on that roll. In that game, no Paul George that played for the Clippers. In Dallas, no Kyrie Irving. The Clippers went 2-1 during the regular season, but just the matchup was so long ago. It's like a brand new matchup, like teams that they haven't seen each other because so much have gone on since then. How confident are you in this Clippers team in this matchup?
I'm confident. I'm tired of seeing Dallas because if you look at the previous playoff time, we keep seeing Dallas.
Yeah.
I don't know where this narrative is going that Dallas keep pinning us out the playoffs. Last time I checked, Luka can't get out the first round when you see Daddy Kawhi.
Man.
So the scheme of things, I'm not worried.
Okay.
It's just that, again, it's a few defensive question marks I have.
Okay.
Previous matchups we had Platoon. He was an X factor that can a Swiss Army knife type of sort. But now I'm gonna have to lay my hat on 3 individuals to make this series a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Russ, T-Man, Amir Coffee.
I like that.
Right? Those 3 is on Luka at all times, and I'll sprinkle in a little bit of PG and Kawhi.
If healthy.
Right? When it comes to Kyrie, I'm putting PG, Kawhi. It's the same rotation, right? And then after that, it goes free fall because now I don't need nobody else to get hot. I don't need PJ Washington to get hot. I don't need Dante Exum to get hot.
Yeah.
I don't need
Tim Hardaway Jr.
to get hot. They talking about Kleber. I don't give a damn about Kleber. And Gafford. I don't give a damn about Gafford.
Yeah.
Because when you get physical with athletic bigs, it kind of gets different.
Him and Derek
so
Lively.
That's where my heart is lying with this matchup overall.
And it's going to be interesting to see because first we have to see what Kawhi looks like. We're getting reports that he's day-to-day. That's what Lawrence Frank came out and said for the Clippers.
We're going to stop it right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people keep saying you can't report on Kawhi and his injuries. That is true.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to say here on Full Clips is Kawhi is going to play.
Okay.
You don't get a USA team jersey if you're not going to be somewhat healthy, ready to go in some form or fashion, right? You're not going to keep speculations of he's ramping up. What Kawhi is doing, he's taking his final PTO to get ready for this extensive run because they need a championship.
No, they have to before you go to Intuit Dome, and that's why I'm interested to see because everybody's talking about the players. The start of the series may be on the sidelines, and his name is Ty Lue. I think Coach Lue, what is he going to do? How is he going to defend Luka Doncic? Is he going to say, hey, he's going to do what he do. Let's take away Kyrie. Let's take away the other guys. So is he going to give his focus to that? So it's going to be very interesting to see how he attacks them on the defensive end.
It's not even that. The way you attack them on the defensive end is not going under the pick and roll. You go under the pick and roll, you lose. You go, you have to keep fighting. This is going to be I would say like the Memphis Grizzlies, right?
Yeah.
Grit and grind. This is going to be something that's going to grind itself out. This is not going to be a winning 4, a winning 5. This is literally a winning 7. You have 7 games to make right.
Yep.
And this is a series I could definitely go 7.
And then, on the offensive end, you want to see James Harden. Like, he's a guy kind of like PG to where sometimes these guys fade in the playoff. Are they going to be their best to help them get over the top? How are they going to attack the Dallas defense when you have Lively, you have Gafford at the rim? They don't have the greatest of wing defenders. So is PG going to go off? If Kawhi is going to be there, is he going to go off? We always talk about playoff Kawhi. Is that person going to emerge? Because that's going to be needed to beat Luka, who is playing some MVP basketball. Kyrie Irving is playing well. They got guys knocking down shots. They got more pieces and players after they made their midseason trade. So it's going to be a tough series for both teams, and it's going to be a slobber knocker, what they say in the boxing world. So it's going to be really, really fun. So who do you got winning this series?
Clippers in 6.
Clippers in 6. Why you got 6 games?
Because the thing of the NBA playoffs, right? You got to win on the road.
Yeah.
And Ty Lue said it. We like playing on the road even more than that, right? Mm-hmm. So the Clippers can definitely, seal the deal and making those road games very valuable and still one.
Yeah.
Not still one, still 2. Make it work, make it for them. But if it comes home, I'm happy it's being home because that's why you fought for home court, to make it a home setting for you.
Yeah, and I'm going to go Clippers in 7. I think that they find a way, but like you were mentioning earlier, some of the big names that are going to have to stand up and stand out, Amir Coffey, Norman Powell's going to have to carry over that play. You're going to have Terrence Mann. He's going to have to play well because they're going to have to do great things on defense, having to deal with Kyrie and Luka, but they're also going to have to knock down open shots, flash to the basket, and maybe give you a game that they can steal.
But see, that's when T-Man and Derrick Jones Jr. they kind of X each other out because now it's who's gonna be the more cleanup man between both of us, and I like my more advantage with T-Man.
Yeah. And my biggest X factor got to be Russ because he can change a series. You got a Hall of Famer coming off the bench. But it's going to be exciting. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. Sunday afternoon, we get game 1. And it's going to be really cool. But we got a lot more to talk about. We got to talk about Blake Griffin. He called it quits with his letter. And we got some more fun things we want to discuss here at Full Clips, Clippers Unleashed. These
are the breaks.
These are the breaks.
You know what it is.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
We are back. Full Clip Clippers Unleashed. Mykell Matthew here. My guy Beave. We just talked about the series is coming up. Clippers Mavericks. We gave our predictions, but now it's gotta have a little fun. And shout out to Mr. Fun, who I like to call Steve Ballmer, who was able to do some great things for the people in the building for the final game. The Clippers played their final regular season home game inside of Crypto.com Arena. Of course, we were in the building to give you the news and content, but he gave us a lot of things. Steve Ballmer gave everyone. He paid for everything. Everything was free. The merch was 50% off. Of course, you couldn't get no alcohol free, but all snacks, all food was all free. Shout out to Steve Ballmer. What was your thoughts on that, Beef?
Hey, I'm telling people, and people can keep telling me this all the time. I don't care what Lakers fans say, but he's for the people. He's literally showing like he's putting the community on his back, and like you could say, hey, he's turning the tide a little bit. It's just if the Clippers start winning, then for sure that narrative can definitely get changed.
Yeah.
But he's showing the community that he's for them. If it's not him, it's the players. Getting backed up, doing projects and stuff like that. But let's add something onto that too that made the night even better.
Yeah.
Boban.
Oh, okay.
Ex-Clipper.
Yeah.
He looked at the crowd and told the crowd, "You want chicken?
I got you.
I got you." Missed both his free throws.
Yeah.
So
and pointed up to the crowd.
Pointed up to the crowd. Shout out to Boban. Not only did you get free food from Steve, you got a bobblehead that night.
Yes, the Steve Ballmer bobblehead, which is dope. Yep.
And you went home with Chick-fil-A. If you had the Chick-fil-A, I couldn't ask for a better
ending.
A better ending. And the night before that, with the fan appreciation, people was going home with TVs, vacation. He literally is showing the fans, like, this team is for the community, and we here for you. And, let's get to this new Intuit Dome and get it rocking.
And it's going to change the game. 20 years from now, that Laker-Clipper fandom is going to be, the percentages may be different. But another thing they were able to do there, they honored the Clippers who all played for the team during that stretch inside of the Staples Center and Crypto.com Arena, 25 years. But one of the guys who wasn't there that we have to discuss, he just retired this week, Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin, who played 8 seasons with the Clippers. He was 21 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists guy, gave you a crazy highlights throughout, resurrected that Clipper franchise, brought Lob City, was probably the focal point of it. Do you have a favorite moment with Blake Griffin playing with the Clippers? And is he the greatest Clipper of all times at this moment?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
And my favorite moment, because any chance I get, I'm going to smut this organization, is when Blake Griffin dunked on Paul Gasol.
Oh, my God.
Not once, but twice.
Oh, my God.
And every time I see the highlight, I said, boy,
man, make
a dream come true. And actually, during that time with Blake Griffin was there is when they actually started beating the Lakers consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I agree.
He did, re-energize it and stuff like that. So looking at Blake Griffin's career, we're very appreciative for it. And he's actually the one that came up with Lob City.
Yeah.
When him and DeAndre Jordan was on the phone.
Yeah.
He got that call. He said, you know what? The Lob City going to be crazy.
Yeah. And, you know, Blake, I agree with you. I believe that he is the greatest Clipper of all time. Of course, there's guys that can catch him, but at this moment, it's him. He brought prestige. He brought people's butts and seats, and they were winning a lot of games.
He brought the city out. I don't care what no one says. The time when Lob City was in effect, you had Laker fans going to Clipper games wearing Laker gear. They do it now, but they was in the building to see tonight who is he going to dunk on?
Hey, facts.
Because a dunk going to happen.
Yeah.
Who's going to be his victim tonight?
And that's my favorite Blake Griffin moment is Mozgov. He was able to dunk on him, and it became a punchline, man. You got Mozgov because Blake just went crazy. He just sparked something within the Clipper Nation that they continue to run with today. And now you have an owner like Steve Ballmer, the way that he is. Blake Griffin was the start of all of that. I know things ended off a little rocky, but I believe that he's going to get his respect and his due. We've talked about it in prior shows. I believe he should be the first Clipper jersey ever retired because he was just that guy. So it's thankful for the years he gave LA, and it's great to see that he's retiring and going to be able to kick back and hopefully start to pop out to some of these Clipper games. Maybe he can be there at the opener next year at Intuit if they can fix that relationship.
It's going to get fixed. It was a statement even with him and CP3 about fixing their relationship, how everything wasn't peachy. Mm-hmm. But he said, CP3 said, sometimes I even catch myself watching old clips of Blake and DJ. So things can always get patched up, and it will get patched up. People would love to see Blake come back outside.
Yeah, he has to. And it just shout out to all the guys we saw. Odom was there. Smush Parker.
Wait. We're going to stop right there. Odom.
Yeah.
Lou. Baron Davis.
Man, Big Diddy,
I want more valuable people than Smush Parker, right? Corey Maggette.
But
Darius
those guys,
Miles.
I was like, I forgot Smush even played for the Clippers.
He played 1 year. We're not going to put Smush on the Mount Rushmore of Clippers.
No, of course.
Hey, he going to be just like the Lakers thing, non-existent.
It was just great to see all those guys who were able to, because it started, honestly, in the 2000s. You had Odom, you had the Knuckleheads, you had Brand and those guys, Baron Davis, then led to Lob City. Like, it started to make the Clippers really become something in L.A., in the NBA scene. So just shout out to all those guys because, hey, they were needed. They're part of the history.
I know this might sound small but big. Shout out to Jason Powell, the medical.
Oh, yeah, Jason Powell has been there 25 years, all of them.
25 years with one team is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Shout out to him. He's their Gary Vitti for the Lakers, so much love to him. So speaking of that, we had some guys there. We had Lou Will there in the building. And then they have the other guy, Jay Crossover, who two guys that are known for being great six-man for the Clippers. If you had to choose your favorite one, who was the guy you're choosing? Jay Cross or Lou Will?
Jay Cross.
Okay.
Jay Cross, because you always got to start with the foundation. There will be no six-man without Jay Cross.
Okay.
Jay Cross was a journeyman. If you didn't know, played for the Knicks, Bulls. He just traveled all around the world. But what he brought to the Clippers was that excitement. And the person that he passed the torch to was Lou Will.
Lemon Pepper, baby.
Right? That was the wild story.
Yeah.
Wild story. But with Jamal Crawford, he didn't just embarrass you. He danced you out. He danced you out. He danced you out of everything you wanted to. And you knew when Crawford got in the game, big shots was going to be falling. He could put up 20 to 30 points in the blink of an eye.
And, you got to love what Jay Cross do. You see him on TNT now doing his thing. But I'm going with Lou Will, man. Lou Will was making some big-time plays, knocking down some big-time shots, won a couple of six-man of the year. For his 4 years there, that was his best run of his career. He averaged 19 points in those 4 years. He was just a guy that got big buckets, even without playing with some of the bigger names. And it's just the Clippers were so blessed to be able to have these two guys, two of the greatest six men of the year. But Clipper Nation, y'all can let us know. You agree with Beave? You agree with me? Who you got? Jay Cross, Lou Will. But, hey, it's that time. It's playoff time. Clippers, Dallas. Of course, we're going to have you covered next week to talk about the first two games. So make sure you guys are back. Follow us, Infanity TV, on Instagram, Infanity TV, there on Twitter, Mykell the PG. Leave it to Beave on all social media platforms because we got you covered, Clipper Nation. Let's go, Clippers!
Let's go.